Acting National Chairperson, my Lady Rebecca, Mr. Vice President, Hajia Samira Bawumia, our great former President of the Republic, His Excellency John Ajekum Kufuor, First Deputy Speaker of Parliament and members of Parliament, members of the Council of State, the Chairperson and members of the NPP Council of Elders, Chief of Staff, Acting National General Secretary and National Executives, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of State, Regional Ministers and Deputy Regional Ministers, our Regional Chairpersons and Regional Executives, Constituency Chairpersons and Constituency Executives, members of the external branches of our party, members of the Great Elephant family, Omahini of Ogwe traditional area, and the other traditional rulers, members of the diplomatic corps, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. Akufo Addo could never lead us to victory. Our party was so divided it could not wage a sustained campaign. But by your hard work, by your sacrifice, and by the grace of the Almighty, we are here today as the ruling party of our country. And we did all because we said, and we will continue to say, the battle is the Lord's. Aseda, Yonyame, Media. Aseda, Yonyame,
Yonyame, Yadibo, Nyame, Aseda, Yadibo, Nyame, Yadibo, Nyame, Yadibo, Nyame, Aseda, Yadibo, Nyame, Yadibo, Nyame, Yadibo, Nyame, Aseda, Yadibo, Nyame, Yadibo, Nyame, Yadibo, Nyame.
There are many people who were very surprised the other day to hear me singing this song in Ewe. I can speak Ewe. Wait.
Adana Mawu, Adana Mawu, Adana Mawu, Madana Mawu, Akpe, Adana Mawu, Akpe, Adana Mawu, Adana Mawu, Adana Mawu, me sorry kakre, Akpe, Adana Mawu, Adana Mawu, Adana Mawu. Shida wakaha nyuma wakaha nyu enkrafo pinio wakaha nyuma eshino do mashifio shida wakaha nyuma wakaha nyuma wakaha nyuma
Yeah, that's the NPP for you. All parts of Ghana, we are there. It's been 8 months. It's been 8 months since I took the oath of office. And in these 8 months, guided my conduct. 1, to take over the state machinery so that the machinery can respond to us and the program that we want to put before the people of Ghana. We did that in record time. The government that was assembled in the fastest period of time of any government of the Fourth Republic. Not only did we move at speed to assemble the government, but I believe, and I say this even with the greatest of respect to John Akufo, we have put together a government that is the equal of any government that we've had in the Fourth Republic, the composition of that government. And in so doing, many people have migrated from party positions into offices in the state. There are many who would wish that they had done so as well and feel disappointed that they couldn't do so. I want to say 2 things. 1, it is not possible at any one time for all of us to have jobs in the state machinery. There are not enough jobs in the state machinery to accommodate everybody. Let me repeat it. There are not enough jobs in the state machinery to accommodate us all. But if we stay in office long enough, everybody will have a chance to have their place. So let's all remember that. If we stay long enough, everybody will have a chance. Number 2, we came not to create jobs in the state. We came to create jobs in the private sector. That is our mantra. That is our creed. That is our vision. We'll leave state creation of jobs in the state sector to the socialists who want everything to be dominated by the state. That is not our vision for Ghana. Our vision for Ghana is about a thriving economy built on the enterprise and the energy and the initiatives of the Ghanaian private sector, i.e. the Ghanaian people. Our second objective was to rehabilitate the economy and to put it on a sound footing. If we are going to be able to deliver on jobs, which we have identified as our biggest challenge, we can only do so if we have an economy that is strong, stable, and growing. We will not be able to create jobs with a dysfunctional and disordered economy. And that is what we have begun to do, to lay the foundation for sustained growth of our national economy so that that economy can generate jobs, jobs, and jobs. And we can do it. We have started. You heard Baumia, the Vice President, lay out the program that we have begun to do. And in doing so, telling us about the foundation that is being laid for the growth of the Ghanaian economy. We're talking 6% growth this year. We're looking at 9% growth the year after. We believe that we're going to put in place policies that will enable us to have double-digit rates of growth persistently going forward. That is going to transform the national economy of our country. So, the time, for many, too long. In fact, is very short to be able to lay this solid foundation. And already in this short period of time, there's much achievement that we can point to. All the economic indices are going in the right direction. The sense of confidence of our people in the future of our economy is returning. The sense of confidence of investors in the future of Ghana's economy is returning. And the projects that will make that happen are multiplying by the day. Let us stay on course. Let us support the economic program of this government. Let us support the measures that this government is doing to consolidate our economy, deal with our fiscal deficit, present an economy that will be attractive to investors, domestic and foreign. And very, very soon, that transformation that all of us are working for and are longing for will happen. And it will be a transformation that will also impact each and every one of us in this room, sitting here as members of the NPP. The third main preoccupation that I've had is within the difficult economic inheritance that we had, how to begin to fulfill our promises to the people of Ghana. It is important for the growth of our democracy that the people will have confidence in their political leaders, will see people who come to tell them, if you give me the power, we will do this and do this and do this. And that the people, when they get the power, do it. A situation whereby promises are made are not kept undermine our prospects for orderly, stable, democratic government in our country. And that is why it is important that the promises that we made to the Ghanaian people, we begin to fulfill them. Each of the important things that we want to do, whenever I said we were going to do it, you know the cry. He's lying. He's deceiving the people. He's only doing this to buy votes. He can't do it. Well, by your work, by the energy and dynamism of Matthew Poku Prempeh, Minister for Education, MP for Mensia South, in 3 weeks' time, the free senior high school is going to roll out and become a reality in the lives of our country. Our people were crying about the degeneration of the National Health Insurance Scheme. It was Kufuor's great legacy to our country. How to build a health delivery system that enabled ordinary people, poor people, access to a minimum of quality health care. In the hands of our predecessors, that scheme was being compromised by more and more and more debt. When we came, we inherited a indebtedness, the National Health Insurance Scheme of 1.2 billion cedis, some 300 million United States dollars. By dint of prudent management and honest management, already within these 7 months, we have paid 560 million of that debt down. Sure that they're going to be paid when they provide services to the National Health Insurance Scheme. And also, it translates, therefore, into the card being once again a useful card. When you present it to the hospital, they're not going to say, where is your money? They will deal with the card and allow you to have access to the service. That is why today we are current on our payments to service providers for the National Health Insurance Scheme. The decline in our agriculture, which has been a feature of the last 4 years, once again, because of you, because of the vision that we all share, this year, we're going to see, thanks to the ingenuity and competence of Owusu Akuto, Minister for Food and Agriculture, we're going to witness a bumper harvest here in Ghana in this year through the program for planting for food and jobs. We indicated that we wanted to improve the governance system of our country. We want to bring government closer to the people. We've decided, and I said it to them when they were being sworn in, that this is the last time district, metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives are going to be selected in the way we have today. The next time, they're all going to be directly elected by our people. Again, we said we were going to respond to the demands of our people for creating new regions. I received over 300 petitions from 4 regions in our country asking me to initiate the constitutional process for creating regions. I did so. I sent them to the Council of State on the 29th of June. Last week, the Council of State met with me to tell me, to advise me to go ahead with the constitutional process. So very soon, we're going to have a commission of inquiry that is going to go into the petitions, interact with the peoples of the regions, and see whether there is indeed a substantial demand for the creation of the regions, which is what the Constitution requires. A tremendous job has been done in these 7 months. Once again, by another star of the NPP government. They call him the General, Dan Kwaku Botwe, the Minister for Regional Organization and Development, very ably assisted by our former Director of Elections at the party headquarters, Martin Ejay-Kosa. So we are on course. We are not going to be able within 8 months to deliver everything that we promised. But the people of Ghana know that. But we know that the way we have started, if all of us are united and solid in what we're doing, by the time the 4 years is up, they will say, yes, indeed, these are the men and women who came to try and rescue our country, and they have succeeded in doing so. We are steadily on course. You hear every now we're told that there is corruption in the Akufo Addo government. Let me reassure you of one thing. Every allegation about corruption against any official member of my government will be investigated by the law enforcement agencies. Every single one. And those who make that allegation better be prepared to support it when they're making these allegations of corruption. Because nobody's going to get away with it. I am not going to preside over a government. If I don't know about it, I can do nothing about it. But knowingly, that will support corruption in our country. We need to deal with it. Every allegation of corruption that is made against any of my officials, I have given instructions to the law enforcement agencies that they should investigate each and every one of them. The instrument for dealing with corruption in a non-partisan, objective, impartial manner, the Office of Special Prosecutor. There will be a lot of parliamentary moves to try and delay its coming into being by those who are interested in delaying it. But it will come. It will come. And it will be manned by those who are capable of doing justice to the office and who are committed to the fight against corruption in our country. The themes of our Congress, of this meeting of us, delivering on our promises, our roots, our strengths, our future, captures the moment for us. Our roots are the longest, the most enduring, the noblest in Ghanaian history. That is why it is particularly apt that in the 70th year of the foundation of the movement that initiated the battle for freedom and independence in Ghana, the 70th year of the formation of the United Gold Coast Convention, we should be here in the central region, barely 20 miles away from Salpon, where that took place. The sacrifices, those who began the struggle for independence and those who jumped onto the struggle have endured from there to there is part of the history of our nation. People have shed blood. They have lost their properties. They've suffered periods of detention and unjust imprisonment, of exile, because of their belief in the values that have animated our tradition. We are the heirs of the noblest tradition in Ghanaian politics, the tradition of freedom, the tradition of progress, the tradition of development in freedom. It's a precious asset. And we are going to be faithful to that tradition. We're faithful to that tradition if we recognize that we are all in the same boat. And we're rowing towards the same destination about the upliftment of Ghana and about freedom in Ghana. It means that, therefore, anybody who wants to rock that boat and capsize it, for the time being, I am the captain of the boat. I am the captain of the boat. I am not going to allow anybody to capsize our boat. I am not going to allow anybody to capsize our boat. Too much effort and sweat and sacrifice has gone into bringing us where we are here today, to allow anybody to capsize it. Our strengths is the vision and the values of our party. That is the rock on which we stand. The vision and values that have survived the passage of time. The height of the Cold War, our forebears who believed in the rule of law, respect for human rights, individual liberties, the principles of democratic accountability, were painted as reactionary, were painted as working against the interests of Ghana because they did not want to subsist dictatorship. Today, those principles are the universal principles that are animating human progress and the development of mankind. So we have everything to be proud about the values and the vision that has animated our party up to date. We will hold on to that vision and to those values. The future of our party is about the success of our government. And the success of our government is about our conduct. Each one of us, beginning with me, President, through the Vice President, through the Chief of Staff, through the Minister Executives, the executive, the people we put in as District Chief Executives. Our conduct is what will determine the success of our government. Jointly and severally. And if we conduct ourselves well, if we respect the wishes and aspirations of the Ghanaian people that brought us here today, and comport ourselves with dignity, with humility, as people who have come to provide service to our nation, that is the foundation that will allow us to build on victory upon victory upon victory upon victory for the future of our country. So I came here today to reassure you that me, who is a child of this tradition, who has spent his life in the struggle of this tradition, that everything that is within me that I can do to make sure that this tradition continues to live and flourish and provide the basis for the deliverance of Ghana. Every breath and strength that there is in me, I am going to use it for this purpose of bringing Ghana forward. I keep hearing people saying I should rest. I'm going around, buzzing around too much. It's difficult when there's so much work to be done. But I know that a lot of people are saying it because they think that I'm an old man. is it by power, but it is by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts. That is it. Thank you, and may God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Hello?